Yo, this is your boy KL, and I'm back with another reaction. And this time, it's part two. Superhuman. Yeah, superhuman. Who knows? Do we have the ability to be superhuman? And if you do have the ability to be superhuman, what type of superpower would you have? Would you be a villain? Or would you be a hero? Like, subscribe, comment. Peace.
And that's exactly what the human race is. We're actually a 12-strand race. But on Earth, look at Earth. There's only 3 strands inside of Earth system. So if you're only an Earthling, an Earth seed, you don't have these higher Templar chakra. If you don't have the heart chakra, you don't have the blue throat chakra, or the indigo third eye chakra, then you only have these 3 strands. But as you build your higher chakra, your higher Templar, you're going to grow these higher strands.
So in other words, what he's saying is that, there's different realms to what we are, and that you can have the ability to only sense D1, D2, and D3, which is, Earth-like things, you feel me? But as you experience and as you gain more of knowledge of self, and those levels begins to rise, you start to hear things about Palladians, and you start to hear things about the Galactic Federation and lands beyond the walls. This all comes with raising your frequency. When you're vibrating, let's say within the first 3 chakras, you're not gonna like be able to understand the information that comes from the Galactic Federation, or you would not be able to understand when someone is speaking about the Palladians, or someone is speaking about reptilian seeds. See, these understandings come from gaining knowledge, understanding who we are as a light being. And the more you understand who you are, the more your minds open up to these other frequencies.
And be connected to these higher worlds, like Tara. You will have memories of Tara. You have memories and visions and connections to the Orifeme, connections to Syrians, connections to Nordics, connections to Pleiadians. But if you're clueless 3D homie, who's not on a spiritual journey, you have no connection. You don't have your chakra open, your heart chakra.
See, that's what I was saying. Like people that's not on the journey of healing and understanding, they're not going to have the ability to understand any of this information. It's going to fly over them. They're not going to be able to understand the ability of being superhuman if you're not even into meditating and understanding who you are as an individual.
You don't have the throat chakra. You're not going to even believe these things exist. You haven't had any experiences of Maharaji or blue humans or Azurites.
The ancients did not.
Exactly, blue humans, the blue bloods. Like, you're not gonna know any of this information, man. And in order for you to gain some type of consciousness of this information, you have to meditate. You have to go within self. And the more I learn, the more I understand that everything is within me. Everything. So in order to gain the knowledge of all this, you have to go within self. It's not outer body. It's not anything that I can explain to you to make you understand the things that's happening within your own solar system. And in order to do that, you have to go within self.
Eternity. They learned to house it. The body was forged into a lamp, carbon to light, seed to code, soul to signal. The secret was the inner elixir, forged when breath reversed and essence was sealed within. From the skull poured liquid light, rewiring the heart to pulse with eternity. With each drop, the body shifted from carbon decay to crystalline coherence. Cells stopped aging, DNA no longer frayed. This was not myth, it was divine engineering. Each breath, each seal, condensed the temple into...
And that's the thing, like we are not something that's not divine. We are divine engineering. That's what we are. We are walking solar systems. And to understand that, you have to go within yourself to understand that. You're not just gonna hop off the couch and be like, yay, I'm a walking star, whoop-de-whoop. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to have the ability to go within self and understand what these 7 chakras mean that's within you. And once you reach each level, you will have a different understanding of life. You know, and it really gets magnifying once it reaches the heart chakra. You know, once it reaches the heart chakra, you're in there like swimwear. You know.
Death lost its grip. All power was compacted into the dantian, the golden core. From there, the current overflowed, healing sickness, dissolving poisons, restoring the vessel. Their relics still shimmer because they inverted the current until flesh itself burned as star. The lie is death. The truth is the eternal light.
See, and they try to tell us in small fractions. They say things like energy doesn't die, it transfers. It goes from one destination to the next, you know, and then the next thing you had a funeral, you know, so you like, whatever, I don't want to hear that shit, you know. I just buried one of my relatives and you gonna tell me that energy doesn't die, it just transfers, and I just literally buried somebody. See, that's the thing. Like when you dealing with, you know, higher powers and higher realms, you eventually understand that the spiritual realm and the earth realm, the physical realm, is really one realm. And the only thing is separating the two is the conscious.
The same light the sages carried beyond the grave, and its spark is stirring in your blood.
Do you have a superhuman gene? Some people are born with DNA that pushes the human body past normal limits. There's Hercules mode, a gene that shuts down myostatin.
Hercules mode, a gene that shuts down myostatin. What is that? That's basically having the ability to gain strength without gaining muscle. Eventually, your muscle gets to the point where it no longer builds, but your strength continues to grow. You know.
Hormone that tells your muscles to stop growing. So strength just keeps increasing.
Boom, and you just get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger, and before you know it, you have the ability to lift planets.
Steel skeleton, genes that overload bone-building signals, creating ultra-dense bones, and explosive athlete. Genes that supercharge fast-twitch muscle fibers. They're rare. They have...
You wonder why some people have the ability to jump out the gym and other people don't? It's all in the genes. It's all in the genes. That's how you be able to tell the difference between which superhero instincts somebody may have. Because we all have different capabilities. We all have these minerals within us, but certain minerals are heightened. You know, so when that solar flare touches this, what we would call melanin, and this melanin sucks it in, it's going to activate those minerals. You just don't know which ones they're going to activate.
Trade-offs, but they're real. So, do you have a superhuman gene?
On my soul, once you locked in with your higher self, ain't no losses, just lessons. And your aura, untouchable.
Yo, check it. This solar radiation is not just some cosmic event. It's activating...
See, that's what I was just speaking on. The solar radiation. What does it does? It activates the crystals that's within our melanin. And whatever mineral that you are heightened at that in particular time, that's the mineral that's going to become your superpower. Whether it is the ability to become inflamed and fire, the ability to become electricity, or to become invisible. These all are minerals that are already within our bodies. They just have technical names, but they're all there.
DNA in the chosen. Yo, the military ain't even gonna know what hit them.
Nah, they ain't messing with us after this.
Yo, check this out. I don't even know how, but I can do this now.
See, and that's the last thing. Even though I know that this video is AI, but that's the last thing they want us to do. The last thing they want us to do is to congregate and show off our abilities. That's the last thing I would tell anybody that has discovered their powers, is to show them off. No, don't. This is not the time to brag. This is not the time to show off your abilities. This is the time to harness those abilities and, gain control over those abilities, not to show them off.
Yo, he really think he the main character.
Bro, you got powers now. Man, shut up. Whoa! Let me tell you something real. You ain't gonna make it out here running off autopilot. You gotta tap in. You must have a...
And that's for sure. That's for sure. Once these shifts take place, you're not gonna be able to survive on autopilot. If you're not already meditating, already tapping into these energies, then, what's gonna happen is your brain is gonna scramble like eggs. When the shift happens, your brain is going to scramble like eggs, and you're going to become what we call a zombie. Just what it is. But you have to, create your own force field and not allow these entities to enter it. Because they're going to come. They're going to test you. They're going to dare you. So it's upon you. Everything that we're dealing with literally is upon you. And you have the ability to conquer it. And how do you conquer it? By going within. We have to stop going outer body looking for something that's within us.
High vibration for the solar radiation to activate your DNA. Yo, they think they can just roll up on us with they damn robots? We ready for war. Let's show these motherfuckers what we about.
Robots. Is that what we're going to have to face in the future? Are we going to have to go to war with robots? iRobot, they creating all these robots. What's the purpose of creating all these robots anyway? When robots still have to be ran by human, it's not like the robot gonna be able to run itself. So regardless, even though if you're trying to minimize the work of an actual human being, regardless, an actual human being is still gonna have to operate the robot. So regardless on where they're trying to take this, it's not gonna go far without hands-on operation from a human, regardless.
This Superman that we have now, he ain't no hero. What he is he's a spell. Kal-El, that's El, the Elohim, the gods. But before DC Comics, that god was black, divine, and cosmic. In 2016 and 2021, Forbes dropped science-based articles on why Superman should be black.
The black Elohim. We're talking about the original God being black. Me personally, I'm not gonna jump off into that narrative, because we know that all beings come from carbon fiber. So doesn't matter how you want to put it. Whether you original or you today, you still have that carbon fiber that's within you. Even the so-called man that we call white, he has melanin, he has carbon fiber, he has the ability to gain darker skin. So we're not gonna get into whether it's white or black. We're just gonna let it be known that it's a melanated being. And that every being is melanated.
The premise behind a black Superman is that he's fueled by sunlight and his cells absorb solar radiation. In nature, some organisms do something similar through what's called photosynthesis. This is where plant cells capture photons in light using chlorophyll, which is similar to how melanin works. See, what they really did was they dressed Oprah in a cape, they gave Shango laser vision, and they stripped the melanin but kept the myth. He's an alien to his culture, raised by outsiders, and afraid of his own power.
Don't that sound like the definition of what we would call a black man? Stripped from his culture, raised by someone that's not within its culture. And then, in the midst of all this, you protect it. Yeah. Sound like us, buddy.
I'm familiar. That's media sorcery. They hijack the God code, take our DNA, and then replace it and sell it back to us in whiteface. Cape or no cape, the real Krypton is...
Facts. They've been down through history. We have ran across what we consider whiteface. You know, they have whitewashed history, almost 75% of it. Now, the history that's resurfacing today is the history that other people tried to hide, right? So these people, they went on, you know, excursions and all over the planet, and in the midst of these excursions, they whitewashed and created their own form of history. You know, I mean, that's what a race is going to do when it's a dying race. They're going to literally create their own history. And not to say that white people are dying out, because they technically not white. They are melanated, and that's what the people don't understand. Just because the pigments are different doesn't necessarily mean that the genetics are. So, you know, white people, black people, you know, we all one of the same, we all under the same, you know, umbrella, whatever you want to call it. We're melanated beings, regardless.
A forgotten ancestral memory. Kryptonite are distractions in this matrix. The real Superman ain't about saving this world. He's a reminder that when you go into your own fortress of solitude with meditation, your ancestors' backing, and good character, you take flight yourself. Peace, power, and prosperity. Rob Blackstorm. One love, y'all.
Facts. You know, the brother was actually kicking some truth, especially about going in within yourself. Like when you go in within yourself, you take all your power back. All the power that you was given entities, all the power that you was given other beings. When you go inside yourself, you take all that power back. And that's very powerful.
Did you know that your zodiac sign might reveal which ancient superhuman branch of humanity you descended from? 200,000 years ago, cosmic radiation split our species into 12...
You know, I never really pictured the zodiac sign having something to do with, you know, the superhuman gene. But when you think about the 12 zodiacs, the 12 tribes of Israel, you know, it kind of connects. Those 12 tribes, you know, they are broken down into the 4 elements, which is earth, air, water, and fire. You know, and some of those zodiacs have what you call the 5th element, ether, which is spirit. All of them don't, but some of them do. You know, and each one of them hyphens their, you know, their sign. So if you have an earth sign won't be able to, you know, bend fire and water as if a water sign and a fire sign will be able to, you know, but they still possess those same abilities. It's just about going within self and harnessing those energies.
Distinct evolutionary paths. Fire signs like Aries developed lightning-fast reflexes and can withstand extreme heat. Earth signs like Taurus grew incredibly strong bones and can sense magnetic fields. Air signs like Gemini evolved massive lung capacity and conduct electricity through their bodies. Water signs like Cancer gain the power to feel others' emotions and process toxins that would kill normal humans. Archaeologists have found ancient burial sites with skeletal remains showing these exact traits. Modern...
See, that's where a lot of our superpowers come from. It has to come from, you know, that time when we were, the time where we entered the waters. You know, that time where the waters burst, or that time when the energy combust. You feel me? The energy combustion. Because, like, I don't necessarily believe that you are the sign you are the day you were born. I don't even consider the day you were born is the actual day you were born. Me personally, I don't think so. I think life starts within the womb. I don't think life starts outside the womb. It starts within the womb. Because if you're not alive in the womb, then you're not alive. You know? So we're not going to separate it. The life doesn't start outside the womb. Your life starts within the womb. The day that seed combusted that egg. Boom. And on that day is whatever sign you are. You know? Because that's when life really started.
DNA tests reveal that people with strong zodiac characteristics carry genetic markers from these prehistoric branches. When different zodiac types have children together, their kids inherit combined supernatural abilities. Scientists believe this genetic mixing is preparing us for a massive cosmic event that will require all 12 ability sets working together for humanity to survive. Your horoscope isn't just predicting your future, it's revealing your hidden evolutionary superpowers.
Do some people refer to black people as superhumans? Like black people have superhuman genetics, they have superhuman...
Yeah, some people do prefer to black people as being gods and as being superhuman, you know, but you know, those the people that are, I'm gonna just keep it a buck, they racist. You know, they not no different than the so-called white man that's saying that they the gods or saying that they have all the power. They're no difference. Now, genetically, are we stronger? To a certain extent. But did they come from us? Yes. So technically they us. You feel me? So it doesn't matter if you have 1% or 70%. You still us. And that's the makeup that most don't understand. They try to throw it away, but you can't throw it away. It was created through our DNA. Therefore, it is a part of us. It's a part of our image. So we just can't throw our brother away. You know, our brother has to learn. And we have to teach our brother. But the thing is, our ancestors failed miserably. You know, I hate to say that they were too nice. Maybe they were too gullible or whatnot. Who knows? You know, I wasn't there, you know, vividly. But from what history is telling me, you know, they were just a little bit too nice, man. You know? And we allowed our brothers to trick us just because we was too nice.
I've heard Tariq say that.
Okay,
That's what I was trying to say. That's the kind
so
of thing I was trying to say.
is that not
I thought you said
a quality that... Wait, hold on. Is that not a quality that they associate with a god or a deity?
Superhuman with a yes.
superhuman, superhuman strength, superhuman ability, super.
I mean, like how he trying to word it or how he trying to put it. Yeah, they associated certain gods with human like superhuman like abilities. You feel me? That's what make you God. Having superhuman like abilities. That's a form of being God. You know, it's just a lot of our abilities are dormant. Those genes are asleep. But they wakening up. Like for real, they are wakening up. And like I said earlier, I think that was one of the tricks. The trick was telling people that they the sign they was when they was born and not the sign they was on consumption. Because I think consumption matters. And they make it seem like it don't. But I think it does.
Because Tariq says black people are superhuman, then that means black people are gods?
No. I'm not. I don't.
Yes. That's what that means. But I'm not going to sit here and say that it's only black people or it's only people with darker skin pigment. Because that's what we call them, black. People with darker skin pigment, right? It's everyone on this planet. Everybody on this planet got ability to be superhuman, regardless on how you look at it. It don't matter. We all got that ability. Every last one of us. It doesn't matter. Like, and I need for my people to really understand that. Like, we all got the same abilities. It's about the power of the brain, the power of the heart. That's what it's about.
I don't know anything about what Tariq said. I'm just going with the definition of what
certain people say black people are superhuman, that means black people are superhuman.
I'm going by the definition of what God means.
I mean, see, they trying to get him to say that black men are superhuman, so black men are God, and he afraid to say it. Nigga, say it. Yes, and don't get it twisted. Just because they say the black man or black whatever, it's the melanated. It's all of us.
What are you saying? You're saying you agree that black people are superhuman?
Or yeah, I mean, according to
black people are gods.
I mean, according to science, Africans.
So I just said to you, you got.
See, that's the thing. I can't even like agree with this out of African thing. Like this whole, it just don't sit well with me. It never have, and it probably never will. Especially when America is the oldest land to merge out the waters. So like it's hard for me to adjust to this out of Africa theory. But that's a rabbit hole people gotta look into for themselves. That ain't something for me to tell you what is and what ain't. That's something for you to figure out.
One person here, to your left, to your right, whatever, one person who says black people are gods and another one who says science confirms it, and then you went and agreed with both of them.
Recognize royalty, recognize royalty, gotta recognize royalty, like they ain't got eyes to recognize royalty.
Greetings, fellow seekers of truth and transformation. Today we're diving into a topic that has been on my mind for quite some time. We'll explore the captivating world of DNA activation and its profound ability to elevate our consciousness to unprecedented levels. Recognizing and acknowledging the power within us is just the beginning of this incredible journey. By allowing our minds to detach from the body and ego, we gain a third-person perspective that transcends egoistic behavior. This shift in mindset opens the door to inclusivity, acceptance, and love, ultimately changing our frequency and activating our DNA to vibrate at a higher level. But here's the kicker: once this activation begins, the likelihood of our spoken words and strong thoughts becoming reality increases dramatically.
Facts, manifestation, manifested. You know, that's how you have the. That's one of the reasons why we have the ability to manifest, speaking things into existence. Understanding once our energy reaches a certain frequency, we have the ability to change our worlds. Isn't that amazing? Like, if that's not superhuman, then I don't know what is. Having the ability to change your entire world. That's deep.
Thought balloon seedling, it's all about staying positive and affirming abundance in our lives. And guess what? Even after we've passed on, our activated DNA ensures that our words and thoughts remain 10 times more powerful. Talk about
Boom. So even after your energy then transferred, you know, it's so strong to the point where it holds whatever words or whatever knowledge, information you left behind together. Just as strong and just as powerful as if you never left. Or maybe even stronger. Is that the reason why when you know, certain people become unalive, their sales go through the roof? Does that make sense? Give you something to think about.
leaving a legacy. Now, let's talk relationships. As our spiritual vibration rises, we become more aware of the negative influences around us. It's
Facts. Like once your energy begin to rise, you start to become aware of all the negative energy that's around you. And if you're not aware of it, then sorry, you're not rising. You're probably the problem.
to surround ourselves with positivity and let go of toxic energies, whether they come from relationships, beliefs, or environments. So, how do we activate our dormant DNA? Through practices like meditation and self-reflection, we unlock the potential stored within our so-called junk DNA.
Facts.
Dr. Delbert Blair emphasized the importance of this inner work, as it liberates us from the shackles of limitation and allows us to live our fullest potential. Remember, the journey to DNA activation requires patience and dedication.
Yes.
Some may
like that's the whole thing. Like the journey takes patience. Anything you're doing takes patience, to be honest. Nothing is going to like achieve greatness overnight. You know, we may look at it and be like, well, we just heard this person or just seen this person today, but we don't know how many years that person been in the studio, or that person been writing TV scripts, or that person been, putting in the work to become whatever it was that became that day. Sometimes it may look like it's overnight, but 9 times out of 10, I tell you, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Experience temporary discomfort or cold-like symptoms, but these are signs of the body aligning with its higher purpose. Are you ready to embark on this transformative journey of DNA activation?
Yes.
Let's decode the mysteries within us and unlock our true potential together.
See, that's what we gotta do, man. We gotta unlock our true potential together. We're not gonna be able to do it separate. We got to do it together. Each one teach one.
This only means this. If you understand anything about computers, anything at all about lines that carry power, if you've got 12 lines of cable bringing a current from one source to wherever you want it, and you've got one cable, one line, bringing you a current from wherever you want to you, which do you think would be more powerful? Should be more powerful if they're both of equal value. The 12. Well, you had 12 lines throughout your body bringing you 12 kinds of energy which you could utilize. And they messed with 11 of them. Cut them. And
see, and I was wondering where he was getting at. And he's getting at the what they would call dormanted DNA, junk DNA. You know, we have 12 strands that's cut. You know, and who knows? Who knows once those strands of DNA, you know, recalibrate itself, because our cells do that. You know, we have the ability to heal ourselves just naturally, like just think it, and then that's what it is. Like so. When these cells, you know, regenerate themselves, and our DNA is no longer split, no longer capped, there's no telling the type of capabilities that we have. Like, you can't even put a capsule on it. Like, I don't even think Superman is a definition of it. I think it's bigger than that. You know?
now what they call junk DNA. There is no such thing as junk DNA. Go back and tell your professors I told them that, and they lie. Or they're ignorant and they shouldn't be professors teaching genetics. Junk DNA are those strands that were cut, and when they weave back together again, and they're going to, you will have the power potential of 50 gods, 50 supermen, 50 atlases, and Schwarzeneggers and anything else that you want to have, because the physical body will then follow the astral, etheric, mental, causal, higher forms of energy.
See, that's exactly what I was just explaining before he even said it. Like, it's just... Once those strands of DNA grow, it's like it's nothing that you'll be able to tell somebody, or it's nothing like, I don't think it's nothing that they'll be able to do. You ever seen the movie Lucy? Like that type of capability. Like, you'll be able to control life itself. Like, seriously, like and that's the level of godness that we have. And a lot of people don't understand it. You know? They're blind to it. They'd rather try to destroy it than love it. You know? You know, I'd rather see you bleed than see you living life happily. You know? Me personally, I'd rather see you happy. You know, I'd rather see all my people, you know, living freely. You know, enjoying nature, enjoying their abilities, just living, coexisting with one another. You know, that'll be a beautiful thing, just to coexist, right?
And all your dreams will become answered. Don't think that anybody's going to let that happen if they can stop you. and they're going to try to stop you with every means known to this planet. It is a war.
See, they already did that. They didn't they didn't put so much bullshit within on the planet. It's causing so much, terror. But the thing is, this the thing. We don't know who doing it. Because they all disguised. You feel me? Like you think it's the white man, you think it's them, but it's not them. Because they in the same situation as us. I stay right in the midst of a million of these motherfuckers. It's not them. It's not us. So who is it? Is there really like some type of superhuman reptilian seed that's controlling the planet? Is there really? I don't know. But, that's what they say. And if that's true, then it would also make sense on why you would try to control God. This give you something to think about.
On. The only thing is, you only realized that there were battles. You didn't know you were in a war for this very planet. But many of you now are coming into that consciousness, as you should and must. The best from Kemet, i.e. Kubu land, is here in the United States. Survivors of those DNAs, even though you see they killed your ancestors, they couldn't kill the DNA strand that produces those kind of beings. That's why killing is such a stupid, wasteless thing. Because all you do is to transform that energy into a higher form that will be able to withstand the thing that took out its ancestor, and ancestral rights go on. That's what they were trying to tell you when they said stuff.
Boom. That's why we here. To be honest, you know what I mean? Like that's how we here. We are our ancestors, like for real. That's all that is. Energy, transfer, and it comes back. It's like a cycle, reincarnation. And some people got the ability to tap into their past lives. Man, that gotta be some scary shit though. Being able to tap into your past lives, experience your past lives. Ooh, that's gonna be chills.
Ancestors, because you are your ancestors. Did you hear me? You don't have to pray to your ancestors. Look at yourself.
What you praying for? What you doing that for? But I understand it though. I'm not gonna knock nobody's religion, man. I promise you. I'm not here for that. I'm not here to teach nobody or do any of that. But get that power to yourself. Take that energy and put it in yourself. And just watch God work. It took me a minute to figure it out, but I figured it out. It's about doing it. It's about not giving people the opportunity to say that I'm one step ahead of you. You just gotta do it. No matter what it is, you just gotta do it. And you gotta know it's other forces that's out here that's manipulating things to make you seem like you failed. And in order way to gain control over that is to go within self. Battle the battle between controlling your consciousness, being able to control it, being able to manipulate and control your dreams. See, once you get to that level, once you start being able to control and manipulate your dreams, man, you headed in the right direction. Like for real, that's godly.
Every molecule, every DNA, everything that ever was in melanin is never forgotten and transplants itself into another body with the same memory that was locked in the first.
Melanin is the key. So whatever that's within melanin, it ain't gonna die. It's just gonna transfer and it's gonna multiply. And what's the key ingredient? Melanin. And what is melanin? Melanin gives us the ability to breathe under the sun. And what is the melanin doing? Sucking in energy, breathing in energy. Carbon. You know? And we all got this ability. Every being on this planet. Unless they some reptilian wearing a suit. But hey, allegedly. Other than that, if you ain't allegedly a reptilian wearing a suit, then you get your energy from the sun. Mm-hmm.
You just have to get the key to know who it is. That's why they don't like to take you into regressions, because all of that comes back.
Made up of a bunch of sublines. So that's where you get the concept of the 12 tribes. It's a bunch of races that make up the full race, an ultimate race. You know who that ultimate race is? It's us. Our people are not just double helix DNA. The Guardians teach us that we have a true potential of 12 strands of DNA. And each strand of DNA translates to a dimension of consciousness. Strand 1, dimension 1 consciousness. Strand 2, dimension 2 consciousness. Strand 3, 4, 5, 6. All the way up to 12 strands, 12 dimensions, 12 timelines of consciousness. And that's literally spans 4 matter forms out of 5, so it's a lot. 12 dimensions, 12 different alien races. So this is pretty profound of what we are. We just kind of like experiencing a little segment of our existence out of many, 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 many.
The ancients did not chase eternity.
So, like I said on the video, volume 1, you know, I believe that we live in a multiverse and each dimension is connected, you know, and somehow we have to gain control over all of them. Like the level, like the movie, The One. I'm not gonna sit here and say you gotta kill him to take his power. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna condone that. We ain't even gonna jump into that. But what I will say is that somehow you have to be able to control all 12 of them. And I don't know how. I'm still learning, you know. So, but it's something about this 12. You know, the number 12 shows up in everything that has to do with anything that has to do with God. It's godly. You know, the number 12. It always shows up. You know, they try to say 33, which 33 do show up, but 12 shows up more than anything. They try to say 7, you know, but 12 shows up more than anything. You know? 12. The 12 strands of DNA. The 12 zodiacs, the 12 disciples, like it's 12, you know? But some say it's 13, but who knows?
Learn to house it. The body was forged into a lamp, carbon to light, seed to code, soul to signal. The secret was the inner elixir, forged when breath reversed and essence was sealed within. From the skull poured liquid light, rewiring the heart to pulse with eternity. With each drop, the body shifted from carbon decay to crystalline coherence. Cells stopped aging, DNA no longer frayed.
This video was so important that I had to run it twice so people can really like feel it. Because I played it earlier, but then I let a couple videos play so you can really like get an understanding. And then I played it again. So now that you can really get the meaning of what he was displaying.
This was not myth, it was divine engineering. Each breath, each seal, condensed the temple until death lost its grip. All power was compacted into the Dantian, the golden core. From there the current overflowed, healing sickness, dissolving poisons, restoring the vessel. Their relics still shimmer because they inverted the current until flesh itself burned as star. The
That's the thing. Oh shit. Good gas. That's the thing. I think we all connected to it. We're not going to talk about something that we're not connected to. And somehow, like the gentleman said earlier about the melanin, it's encoded within our melanin. It's our ancestors. The things that they endured is encoded within our melanin. So somehow we have the ability to adapt to certain situations because it's encoded within our melanin. We'll pick up a book and we'll read it and it'll touch us a certain way. Why? Because that's encoded within our melanin. It's already a part of us. So when somebody that's American come across something that says Atlantean or Egyptian on it, it gives them some type of energy, some type of feeling. That's because that's who they are genetically. Through the codes of the melanin, it recognizes it. It recognizes it. That's why we have the ability to translate these stories. Why? Because it's already encoded within our melanin. It's about activating it. It's about going within us and having the ability to activate it. And once you activate it, you can do wonders.
Is death. The truth is the eternal light, the same light the sages carried beyond the grave, and its spark is stirring in your blood.
Hold up. Did China just start cooking up real-life super soldiers using alien-level DNA? Tardigrades, the same little creatures that survive space. Oh, nah. We in a Marvel movie now. I know it sounds like sci-fi. Like, that ain't real, right? But I felt the same way when they first started talking about AI that could draw your face or defake your voice. A lot of us...
See, what if he's saying it's real, man? Like what if the China people over there really making super soldiers or making superhumans? Isn't that the same thing that was supposedly happening on Epstein Island? Like he was creating superhuman, but in order to create a superhuman, that human had to be able to go through some type of torment or some shit to achieve it, to unlock it. But like I don't necessarily think that people have the ability to make those energies come out of you. I think that's all have to do with the universe, and it has to do with God itself on timing and when I allow you to, because I'm not. Caps were placed on them for a reason, and that's just how I'm gonna put it. If the DNA wasn't supposed to be capped, then it wouldn't have caps. It wouldn't have been capped. So God allowed our DNA to be capped for a reason. In due time, he's going to unravel that cap and allow our DNA to become one again. And that's through work. Through work, through meditation, becoming one with self. That's the only way.
Felt like the wild stuff would stay in the comics until we blinked and it was at our doorstep. Gene editing with CRISPR ain't new, but mixing tardigrade DNA, creatures that survive radiation, dehydration, and space vacuum into human cells? Now that's new and a little terrifying for real. But what I found out...
Facts, like they got the ability to do that shit. That's crazy as fuck. Like that's playing God. Now they're creating another being that's gonna one day be our brother. The fuck? Like, haven't we got enough of that? Haven't we learned about messing with the DNA structure, the molecular structure of the DNA? Like we should have learned our lesson, but I guess we haven't. I guess we haven't.
They already injected this into human stem cells, and those cells didn't just survive radiation, they thrived, grew stronger. That means we just crossed into enhancement warfare, where the body becomes the battlefield. This ain't about soldiers anymore. This is about building biological tech from scratch. This is no longer a what if.
See, but that's the thing though. See, you think that they biologically superhand soldiers have the ability to withstand God, natural created superhuman, Superman, super gods? No. Nah. I don't think so. Because they only doing that, you know what I'm saying? Because they know that the frequency of the planet is rising. We're leaving this low frequency and we're about to go into a much higher frequency, which is a whole nother ascension period. What would you say? Because we ascended from Pisces to Aquarius, so we in a whole nother, time and space. That's what you want to call it. I mean, that's what I would call it. Feel me? Because Aquarius is a time and space, just like Taurus and Pisces. So we just in a different time. A different star structure. Who knows?
So what now? Drop a superhuman in the comments, man, if you're watching this shift in real time. And if you think this ends with military, think again. We're entering the era of genetic arms races, and the culture needs to be ready. Follow your boy Crypto Black. See you next time.
So the CIA released a document saying the universe is a hologram, and basically the document teaches you how to access superhuman abilities as well as use your consciousness to shift your reality. I'm breaking down this document section by section, and this is part 4. This section is pretty short but very interesting because it talks about the use of the hemisync. What they notice is by putting people through the hemisync system, they could have people access advanced states of meditation, maybe some states that would take the average meditator 20 years to reach, and they could have them reach it pretty much in 10 to 15 minutes.
You got the ability, like, you see that? You got to put in 20 years of meditating, going in self. That's a long time. 20 years? That's a long time to do it gradually. People don't have the patience for that. But they got ability to access that same journey within 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Just playing frequencies off of different frequencies, delivering information to you. That's crazy work, man. Like, to be able to access that type of level of manifestation, or that level of damn, going into solitude, like that alone, like, that's crazy work. Having the ability to meditate that long, 20 years, just for 20 years, man, bro. but they got the ability to bring that out of you in what she say? 4 minutes? 4 minutes? Using what? Using what? I bet it's some type of tone frequencies. Like, it's something that they gonna have to be able to play in their ear. You feel me? Something to do with these hertz, these frequencies. You know, I remember hearing some stuff about the CIA having MK Ultra mind control. You know what I'm saying? They was working with some stuff like that. But I don't know, man. Those are another rabbit holes. And we gonna definitely jump down that CIA rabbit hole. But right now we on superhuman, so we gonna dive deep into it.
In these states would be where the left and right brain come into complete coherence. So much so that it seems like the whole body and the brain and heart come into coherence as well. Which, for anyone who's familiar with Dr. Joe Dispenza's work, he talks a lot about the power of brain and heart coherence. And for those who don't know, hemi-syncing is when you have a different frequency playing in each ear, both between 4 and 7 hertz. And based on what they're saying here, this
boom, what I say? It had to do with some type of frequency. They say between 4 and 7. So you got 4 playing in one ear and 7 playing in another ear. Man.
Accelerate your meditative experience and can help you astral travel or astral project much, much quicker.
Scientists made the discovery that
I don't even want to astral project though. Like, that's some scary shit, man. I did that shit, bro. That shit was scary, bro. Like, that ain't something I want to do. Like it felt like I was dying damn near. Like, I ain't know. You know, once my self left my body, you feel me? Like, it didn't feel like I was free or like any of that. I was looking down at my body like, what the hell? Hey, no. Am I dead? Feel me? Like, so maybe my experience wasn't the best experience, but I wouldn't want to experience that again. I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool on the out of body experience, the whole ordeal. I'm straight on that.
the medical community for sure. What they found was a neural network inside the human heart. They think independently of the human brain. They feel independently. They sense, they remember independently of the human brain. I've just said a big piece of information.
So your heart is a brain itself, pretty much. That's one of the reasons why you think you like something, but you don't know you like it until your heart says you like it. You feel me? And then when your heart say you like it, no matter how much your brain say you don't like it and you don't want it, you're gonna forever want it. Forever. So like if we got the abilities to make them to coexist with one another, link together and flow together, oh man, that they gotta be like a different level of harmony, an entirely different level of harmony that we don't even know we got the ability to achieve.
It affects all of us, and here's why. We can harmonize the neural network in the brain and the neural network in the heart. Two separate organs become one powerful, potent system in what is called heart-brain coherence. They've developed three very, very simple steps that allow us to harmonize the heart and the brain very easily. It's a shift in focus, a shift in breath, and a shift in feeling. When we change the way we feel, we're actually shifting the chemistry in our bodies in many, many ways. Once we accomplish that coherence, that can be an end unto itself, or it can be the launch pad for deeper states of spiritual awakening and development and healing and health.
They're trying to
See? What y'all think about that? I mean, me personally, it's deep. It's on a whole another level. Like it's on a, you know, like to know that your heart and your brain have different ways of thinking, like ways of working, and they don't you know, work on the same frequency. You know, they got different nervous systems. And you could make those nervous systems harmonize with one another. You know, heart and mind. You know, that type of power, that type of energy is godly itself. You know, a lot of people not gonna have the ability to understand it because they haven't even began. Their energies haven't even began to even touch the heart chakra. You know, they stay so far in the root. But it's okay. We all got that ability to grow, and we will grow. You know, it just take time. You know, but hey, like old girl said, the CIA then discovered a way to where 20 years can be done in 4 minutes. But I don't think that's the route I'm willing to take. I'm straight on that. I'd rather just go the slow way. You know.
You into believing that the X gene is not real when they're really telling you about crystalline DNA and the God gene in chosen ones. You need to understand that you were conceived with the God consciousness, meaning that your God gene is activated and you are naturally connected to the universe.
Boom. I've been saying that the whole video. You know, if you hear and you watching this, man, your God gene is fully awake, baby. You know, and it just don't matter who you is, black, white, you know, green, purple, orange. It doesn't matter. But if you hear and you on that wave of becoming a better you, then yeah, you have that God gene, baby, and it's activated. You know, it's activated. It's active. They want us hurting each other. They want us destroying each other. Feel me? Let that energy come back again. Let that energy come back again. No, we need all that energy right here. The planet itself need to absorb all that energy. All of us, we need to just take our shoes and throw them away for a week. Take the jobs we working and just throw them away for a week. And just go dwell in nature. And just give the earth all this energy and just watch how everything just go boom. It's gonna go boom. It's gonna be an overflow of energy, an overflow. We ain't ready for that type of shit yet, though. You know, we ain't ready for that type of network. You know, we don't understand how our bodies are connected to the planet because we don't connect ourselves to mama.
There's no coincidence why they hated the X-Men so much for something that they had no control over. You need to understand that these people had no real reason to develop.
They hated them because they weren't X-Men. They hated them because they weren't mutant. That's why they hated them. You feel me? You gonna hate something that you not, that you don't have the ability to become. You know, which they didn't know that they had. They got the ability to. You feel me? And that's what you know. Both sides fail to realize. That's the conclusion that I came to because if y'all are really a part of me, then technically we are one. And if I got the ability, so do you. Boom.
The hatred that they had for us, yet they still did. And right now, we are going through one of the biggest energetic upgrades that we've experienced during our lifetime. Your crystalline DNA, aka your X gene, is activated through higher frequencies. If you pay attention, you'll notice that your telepathic and intuitive abilities are always strongest when you are most high in your frequency and making sure that you are aligned. This is the year to really lock in and harness the abilities that come with being a gifted individual with the God gene. They already told us that only the strong will survive.
Gotta take a stand. Where you going, warrior? Gotta take a stand. Where you going, warrior? Gotta take a stand. Where you going, warrior? Gotta take a stand.
Know that you got the ability to be super.
Okay, here we go. Almighty God, King Joshua, double build up the.
This guy here is Semon Toko from Africa, and I'm gonna.
Shit, yeah, we did a piece on this man in the last video. This why this volume 2. You feel me? Because this piece on him get a little bit more deeper than what the young lady had, you know. But not to take anything away from the young lady because she was dropping some jewels, you know. But this one here really break it down a little bit more on who he was, Dr. Simone.
Play a little clip, and hopefully you'll be able to hear this about what he's all about.
So the story goes that in the 1960s there was a black man in Africa who came in with abilities complementary to those of Jesus, and
he came in with the abilities that was similar to Jesus. He had God-like abilities. Okay, superhuman. Continue.
He was performing miracles. He was starting to get people to listen to what he had to say. And the cabal tried to kill him. And, you know,
he was doing miracles. Jesus-like miracles. And the cabal tried to kill him. That don't seem like nothing new. They try to kill anything they can't control. Anything that they can't sign a contract. You know, allegedly speaking, though, you know, we're gonna say allegedly. We don't want them burning us down. You feel me? We don't want all that. So allegedly speaking, you know, they kill everything. You know. But let's hear how they tried to kill this man. You know? And then the message that he left them was kind of bone chilling.
shoot him in the head and his skull would just regenerate and the flesh would grow back and he was fine. And, you know, so the crazy story that I heard, which, and remember, I was told at the time that if I disclosed this, that I would be killed. And I ended up putting it in the book anyway.
This is David Wilcox.
The story was that this...
David Wilcox. So did he end up dead or whatnot? Did anything happen to him? Not to say that something happened to him. I hope not. You know, but for them to say they shot him in his head and they thought he was dead. The bullet came out. He had the ability to make it seem like it didn't happen. Like, it's like he reconfigured himself like Wolverine type of deal. You know, like you get shot in your head, boom, you out of there, coach. And then boom, your body just automatically spit the bullet out, suck the blood back in, and then boom, you back woke like nothing happened. That's some spooky shit, bro. Like, I mean, that's see, those the things I'm talking about. Like, that's beyond superhuman. Like superhuman is just, you know, you got some strength, you can run fast, you can jump high, you know, stuff like that. But that, you know, that's a whole nother level of superhuman, bro. You know, that's God. That's God. For sure. You know, that's something that you don't want to mess with. Those type of powers is something that you don't want to mess with, bro.
They finally said, okay, we're going to bring you to the United Nations and share your message with the world. Let's get you on this flight. They bring him on this flight, and instead of bringing him to the United Nations, they shot him repeatedly, and then actually had some kind of meat grinder device, and basically like a bandsaw, I guess, and sawed up his body into a whole bunch of pieces, put him in these very like radioactive shielded containers, and then had all these fighter jets dock with the plane and fly his body parts to all corners of the world, where then these containers turned them into ash. And they thought that maybe this would defeat him, like that his body somehow, the tissue was necessary.
Man, they did all that to that man, bro. That's crazy. For what? Like, did he hurt somebody? Did he? What did he do? Help people? That's why I say like if you do gain superhuman ability and your godly gene just mysteriously just wake up, man, don't go displaying it, bro. Be chill. You know, just be chill for a while. Don't be out here trying to be Superman and Jesus. Because they going to kill your ass. They going to try to. You feel me? And you don't even want to have to deal with that, you know, getting blew up, getting shot 1,000,000 times, getting drowned, getting burned. You don't want to have to deal with none of that shit, bro. Feel me? But I guess somebody got to, though. I guess somebody got to be the guinea pig. I wouldn't be able to do it.
So if they destroyed all the tissue in all these places across the world, maybe they could defeat him. Well, he then regenerated in their offices and was fully fine, fully intact. But the sad part is that he said, you know, you guys so badly do not want me to be here that I am not going to be able to do any more. You're going to get what you want, but bear in mind that in the future, many others like me will be coming, and when they do, you will not be able to stop us. Wow.
Boom. That's some bone chilling shit. Many like me coming. And when they do come, you're not going to be able to stop them. Who is them? You know what I mean? Because I want to be a part of they. I want to, like, for real, I want to be a part of them. Like, facts. Who the fuck is them? Make sure I'm one of them. Can't be one of they. Make sure I'm one of them. For real. For real. Give me my godly powers. You know? I'm tired.
Many others like me will come. Many others. A Jesus-like figure. That's what we're talking about. That's what's coming. Another
Boom. Like, what you gonna do with that?
Humans.
Huh? You know? Do you think that story real? I mean, to a certain extent, I do. It's not the first time I've heard it. You know, Superman had to come from somewhere. We know it didn't come from him, but it had to come from. It's a source. It had to be sourced from something. It just didn't appear mysteriously out of thin air. We're going to create a superhuman out of thin air. The thought of it. No. Thoughts don't work like that. You know what I mean? There's nothing new under the sun. Nothing new. Everything in life that we coexist with is a thought. Regardless of what it is around you. It all came from a thought. You know? So in order for somebody to sit here and think of a super character, that means that thought had to come from something. So that's why I don't determine what's real and what's fake. If I can hear it, read it, and gain something from it, then cool. If not, I don't necessarily throw it away. You know, I take what I can, throw away the rest. Take what you can, throw away the rest. You know, everything not gonna hit. Everything not gonna, you know, resonate with you. You're not gonna resonate with everything. So take what you can, you know, and ditch what don't. You know, that's just how life go.
Not evolved from apes. We were engineered in a star map, seeded through a multi-dimensional birth canal. Your body is ancient and it's not from here. According to the CDT plates, the first celestial human prototypes were seeded over 950 billion years ago.
See, this is something that I didn't even know. Like, see, just like I learn new things every day. Now, I'm not saying that what he's saying is true. You know, I don't know. But now this is something that I will have to look into. This is something that I will have to, you know, dive into for myself. But it touches me, you know, for sure.
The Eka Veka system, a higher order matrix beyond linear time. We were not a random accident. We were designed intelligently by the Elohai Elohim. 10 out of 10, you would dime the eternal life founders races as a living, breathing template of God's source itself. But Earth's current modern humans are a hybrid race made from 12 strands of Elohai DNA, which has been spliced with Anunnaki, Seraphim, Dracon, and Syrian gene lines over multiple planetary cataclysms. And that's why sometimes we can feel divine, yet broken, limitless, yet sometimes lost.
Why? See, I'm glad I found this video. Why? Because this video here, it makes so much sense on how we all are connected, on how it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what size you think you playing, or I'm black, or I'm white, or I'm the devil, or I'm God. No, we all come from the same 12 different strands. And all those different strands is still Elohim. So regardless of how you put it, we all are a part of the same system. Just different fractions of it.
Because our origin story has been erased. The DNA cellular memory has been scrambled. But the truth will set you free. And the truth is that you are an eternal spirit, oversoul, soul encoded with the memory of at least 12 universes, and every DNA strand that is accreted, a cellular memory is released. And the moment that you remember where you came from, you'll stop acting like you're from here, in this world but not of this world, because your true origin is not in the dirt. It's in the...
My stepdad used to say that all the time. When I was outside, man, when I wanted to be outside so heavy, he used to say, you can be in this world, but don't be of this world. And I used to always say, like, man, Pops, what the hell is you talking about? Like, man, I'm getting money, bro. You say, no, little nigga. Either you can be in this world, but don't be of this world. So that means basically, be you. And it's crazy how it connects to the message from this video. Because we all are Elohim. We just come from 12 different sectors of Elohim. And these 12 different sectors of Elohim technically don't like each other. And we all have different DNA from each one of them. So we may have DNA of 3 of them. These people may have DNA of another 3 of them. And these people may have DNA of another 3 of them. So it makes it seem like we all different and we all come from different entities, but in actuality we all come from one, the same source, Elohim. If that ain't the what is it, the cherry on top, the icing on the cake, the mocha latte with the foam on the top. You feel me? What would Ice say? Boom. Just what it is.
Stars and beyond. You are who you've been looking for. You are who you've been looking for.
Did you know there's a natural superpower inside your skin that protects your DNA from the sun? It's called melanin, and it doesn't just give you color. It absorbs UV radiation before it can damage your cells. It's like wearing armor.
Boom. What I said earlier. Your skin is melanin, right? But melanin, it does something more than just protect you from the sun. No, it doesn't. It actually absorbs the energy. It absorbs the radiation, the gamma rays. You know what I'm saying? It absorbs the energies, the frequencies. You feel me? And when that melanin absorbs a certain frequency or a certain energy, we get them superhuman abilities. Even though we already got them, some of us got them like crazy already. Some people already got the ability to jump 48 inches, hold their breath for 10 minutes. People already got the ability to do certain things. Lift 500 pounds. Like, who does that? Who sit there and just lift 500 pounds? Like in real life, So people already have these abilities. Now just imagine when these abilities are heightened, when your melanin soaks up that energy.
Built into your biology. Melanin stops dangerous rays from mutating your DNA. It slows aging, it lowers the risk of skin cancer, and it protects the very code that makes you who you are. This isn't just pigment, it's protection. A gift passed down from ancestors who lived under the African sun, where only the strongest skin survived. Melanin evolved as a shield against the elements, a sign of adaptation, strength, intelligence, and yet, they made us feel like darker skin was a flaw, when in reality, it's a feature, a divine design. In labs today, scientists are still studying melanin's power. They can't replicate it.
Hell no, they can't replicate it. It's the most powerful mineral on the planet. You know? But hey, it's what we are. It's who we are. You know?
They can't replace it. Because melanin isn't just science. It's sacred. It's proof that black skin doesn't crack, because it was built to withstand the sun itself. Still watching? Comment SHIELD and follow for more truths written in your biology.
Boom. So, shout out to you first and foremost, because this is the end. We made it to the end, and overall, you know, this video was just to give you something to think about. You know, we all have what we call God-like minerals within us, and only thing stopping these minerals from becoming awakened is the melanin. It hasn't absorbed enough radiation or enough, the melanin hasn't absorbed enough radiation yet. So once the melanin absorbs a certain level of radiation and those God-like minerals awaken within you and you become superhuman, this video just, broke down. And we're going to be down this rabbit hole for at least, 6-7 more videos. We're gonna be in this rabbit hole for a minute, because I need for my people to understand their molecular structure and how their DNA is special. And with that being said, thank you. You made it this far. You the fan. Drop a like, drop a comment, tell me what you think, you know what I'm saying? Let me know, if you had superhuman abilities, would you display it to the world? Keep it hidden. And if you do display it to the world, would you be a superhero or a villain? Let me know. Peace.